So I'm here with Phil Simons. Phil Simons is a second generation barber from Phunk Barbershops here in Scotland. I'm just here with Phil to find out a little bit about his story, what he's doing in barbering right now and where he intends to go. So tell me, Phil, where and when did you start in barbering? What was your inspiration and motivation to become a barber?
27 years ago I started off in barbering and hairdressing, and I went down the ladies route at first just to get my qualifications and learn a few styling techniques and pick up on some of the scissor work. My father was great at doing a lot of shave work and clipper work, and he was a fantastic barber, but it wasn't quite what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something a bit more focused on the fashion world. So at that point, back in the kind of late-ish 80s, there wasn't really much going for barbers. So you had to kind of do your own thing and work with people that were much higher up. So worked in a lot of salons in town, picked up loads, still picking up loads today. And the direction that I want to go now is much more focused on, you see everybody doing skin fades, you see everybody doing high fashion work, spiky hair. You look around you today, you've got all these guys doing some fantastic work. You've got Leah Hayden Cassidy who's here, all these guys, all fantastic, which is great. I want to also go down the line of people getting registered as a barber. I see that being the way forward to get everyone on the same level, reading from the same sheet. It's something in the industry that's long overdue. We had recognition years ago as barbers, but it was like 40s, 50s, and then we got into the 60s and 70s where the longer hair came through. Barbering got on the back foot and never really got back to where it should have been until now, until today. And now the whole industry is vibrant, it's rocking with people that are coming through, doing wonderful things. Next question, please.
So, Phunk Barbershop, very, very interesting name. Where did it come from?
The name Phunk basically, it was a bit cheeky. It was a bit of a reply to a man who tried to rip me off in a shop. I'll get to it. It was a case of, I worked for a guy who, I made his business really successful, and then he decided to chop and change how he was paying me, and then he wanted to move away. So I went to the owners of the shop and told them that he was leaving, and I know, it's what a story. So I couldn't really come up with anything like instantly, because I then had 2 days to open the shop. He'd moved out, and I had 2 days to get in, put up mirrors, do chairs, paint, decorate, do the whole thing. And at the end of it, I just thought, do you know what? See to you, my friend, Phunk you. That's basically why it was called Phunk you.
So it does have a deep meaning.
It does have a bit of a meaning to it. Apart from that, it's quite a cool, catchy name. But that's where it originally came from. So enjoyed that part of it. From then, that was now 15 years ago, and I literally opened the door of the shop with 4 mirrors, 4 chairs, and a desk. And from then, we have now moved on. The shop looks great. It's about to go through its second refurb. And Chris Moon can't wait to come up and do a guest spot for me. So we're looking forward to the future. We're working with loads of different guys just now. We're going out to loads of workshops. Myself personally, outside the shop, I've been working a little bit with the Outlaw guys. I've done some shaving courses with them. I'm helping out the Barber Bash with Gary. I was over at the Hair and Beauty Awards last month. I was asked to close the show. Barber NV invited me to do that. I did that, it was great. We did a live video of that had over 3,000 views. And things are looking good for Phunk You. The name and the brand is getting out there. We are going to be doing a bit more merchandising later in the year as well. Things are looking rosy. We went through a time, as any barber that's been in the industry a long time, the recession hit, and we all suffered and suffered badly. And I went from having 6 staff at that point down to just myself and 1 other to cope with it. I mean, it was borderline whether we were going to stay open. Nearly lost my house, nearly lost a lot, but stuck with it. I was just very tenacious, I knew that I just had to keep grinding it out, grinding it out, grinding it out. We did that. And we're now back to 5 of our staff plus myself, and we're growing again. And I put a lot of that down to social media, putting great work out, letting people see it, and just networking with everybody in the industry. Went over to Belfast a couple of months back. That was fantastic for the barber bash over there. I've never seen so many people get on so well. It's just fantastic. And again today you've got over 600 people coming to Glasgow on a beautiful sunny day. It couldn't have worked out any better. So I'm helping out a wee bit here today. I'm not on doing any stage work or anything like that. I'm just going to be helping about the place.
So moving more back into the shop, tell me what makes Phunk unique and special from all the other shops in the area.
Phunk was the first shop in East Kilbride that worked by appointment only. And we did that 15 years ago, and it was quite controversial at the time because back then everybody was just walking. And it took probably about 2 years to integrate that into the business. You didn't have computers, it was the old write it down and we'll see you when you get here. So that took a long time. Thankfully we've got computers, we'll be going online shortly, and that helps. But the other side of Phunk that is really kind of unique to our area, I mean in Glasgow there are other guys doing roughly the same kind of work, but not in East Kilbride. In East Kilbride we're the only ones that do proper old-fashioned hot towel shaves. We can do all the skin fades, we can do all the flat tops, we can do the classic, the modern, the traditional. We sometimes there's artwork, we do all the hair designs, I call them scribes. So we used to do like 3D cut, colour and scribes. We got known for that. That was kind of our trick. And we did loads of that kind of thing. Again, as the fashions have changed and moved, that's kind of moved on to the back foot now, but like everything else, you will get that wee occasion just now where the girls are getting it done at the back of their head, they're getting sections done, and that's getting scribed and coloured and made into lovely bits of artwork. It's great, it's good to work outside the box, and that's what we like to do. If you come in and just ask for a short back and sides, we're grateful for it because it's simpler and it's a quicker haircut for us to do. We can do that no problem, but it's not the normal in our shop. The normal in our shop is for somebody to come in and say, give me something different. And either they'll come in with an Instagram picture or something that they've seen in a magazine, and I want that, but I also want it looking like this. And as any hairdresser or barber will tell you, you need to think on your feet because it's not the same hair type that's in the picture. Sometimes they're asking for a haircut that they're just not going to suit. It doesn't suit their lifestyle, it doesn't suit their clothes, and all these things have to come into it because there's no point giving someone a haircut that's not going to suit them. It makes no sense. And when sometimes you have to explain that to people and make them realise this is not for you. You're getting a haircut that's for a punk and you're going to work in an office tomorrow. What's your boss going to say? You know, and that's great. Or sometimes you get the kids in. The kids will be looking for a full hair design, blue and pink bits coming through it, and a faux hawk on top. And you're like, I know for a fact, wee man, and I'm really sorry to you and your mum, I can do this for you, no problem. Get it done in the summer when you're not at school, because if you go to school with that, your head teacher's going to send you back and you'll need to get it shaved off. So you have to think in all those different levels. It's easy to say, yep, no problem, do the job, take the money. But that's not really a service. You're kind of doing them a disservice because you know in your heart they're going to have to change it. And I don't like doing that. I don't like people wasting money when it comes to stuff like that. So these are the things that make us unique. We try and work with our customers and our neighbourhood, our area. We do loads of charity work. We do photo shoots. We help out when there's any bits and bobs, stage work, whatever, getting done for fashion shoots. Again, within the East Kilbride area. And we've been invited out to different places to do stuff like that as well. Last year I did the Heart Foundation, and that was out in Eaglesham. That was a massive show, but they were doing umpteen head shaves. And they suddenly realised in the morning that they didn't actually have anyone that could shave heads. So I got a phone call and I had to be through there in 20 minutes. And it was a case of, right, well, you just do that, because that's who you are. If you're the kind of guy that likes to give a bit more and help out in your area, just do it. it's not going to cost you anything, and it's going to get you much more kudos within that world as well. You're going to get people going, well, I can use them. The guys can come at any minute, and I think that helps.
So talking about kudos and getting recognition from outside of your area, you've actually been called down to London to be part of think tanks to do with state registration. Tell me what came of this and your thoughts on state registration, generally speaking.
Right. Originally, this was my brother Raymond, who spoke an awful lot to guys like Adam Sloan, Phil Yarman, and all these guys. And so I've just got my eye caught by a beautiful man showing his nipple. Thank you, Chris. It's lovely. So yeah, got called down to London, went into the think tank. You had Pat Barry, Adam Sloan, you had the Copeland boys from British Master Barbers, Kevin Vorley from the K Emporium, cracking guys, loads of different guys, Gary Mackin obviously as well, he was there. And it was there to bounce ideas off. It was there to see where can we take this, how can we take state registration and make people realise that it's the way forward. That this is to stop everybody else having people out there that are substandard. They've not worked to any qualifications whatsoever. I'm not hanging these guys out to dry because I know a lot of guys who have worked hard in their shops and they've been trained in them. They don't have the qualifications, but their standards there. And if they took their qualifications, got them, they could be registered. What this is more about is from stopping guys who have just basically going out, opening shops, they've took a 5-week course and they now call themselves a barber. Now, for the educators out there, and I'm aiming this to them, stop doing it. Stop telling people that this is an accredited course. It's not. Unless you've got a City and Guilds qualifications, it doesn't count. And the money that's being charged for these courses are absolutely phenomenal and ridiculous. It shouldn't be happening. It just shouldn't be happening. And it needs to be stopped. And the only way to stop that and to go forward is with registration. If everybody's singing from the same hymn sheet, everybody knows that that man's registered because he reached a certain level. For the guys that didn't do their training in the shop, or did do their training in the shop, go get it. You'll find it a lot easier than you think. It won't cost you much. Get in touch with your local City and Guilds representative from the BBA, from Barber Council, wherever. But find this out and go and do it. You need to do it. We need to stop the guys that are hatchet jobs, and they are out there. They'll never see this video because they don't even care. They'll never come to a barber bash. They'll never get to know anybody else in the industry. They're just there simply to make a quick buck, which I suppose in one way is quite good because then we have to fix it. So there's a little bit of a bonus on that, but they shouldn't need to pay for their haircut twice.
Okay, so you've been quite vociferous about education and the City and Guilds. What are you doing personally to edify and educate the barbering community?
Well, I found out recently that 27 years ago when I went through all my qualifications and was told that I had them all and was given certificates, it actually turned out that these qualifications didn't exist. They were never sent down. I was never registered. So I've had to go through them again. And in a couple of months' time, I'm going down to Durham, meeting up with Alison Scattergood, and I'm going to be taking my level 3 again. And I'm also, while I'm down there, I'm going to work really hard, and I'm going to take my Assessor's Award as well. And I'm going to go on and teach. Eventually, I hope to open up my own college, and it'll be a lengthy college. I hope to work with City and Guilds to be an accredited college by then. I've spoken to Adam Sloan about this. I've spoken to Phil Yarman, Gary Mackin, and they know where I'm coming from. So I may have some help coming from them later on down the line. I'm probably about 3 years away from doing what I really want on that, but end of the day, what I'm wanting to put back is I want guys to go through college, start to finish, and really learn what they're doing so that by the time they get to the end of that college course, I can confidently turn around to any barbershop anywhere and say, this guy's good, he'll be able to work on the floor straight away. He might be a wee bit slow because he's still only a year into the game, but give him your experience, give him a bit of your time, and he'll be everything you need him to be. And if there's things that you still want him to work on, Bring them back to college. Come and see for yourself what we do. I'd love it. I'd love to have a college where you get guest spots in barbershops these days. I'd like guest spots from good barbers to come to the college and work on that. I think that'd be a wonderful thing. You turn round and you get guys like Neil Toner, Mickey Graham, Chris Moon, all these guys coming down, come to my college and show these guys how you do it. Here's how I teach them. Do you agree it's the right way? Yep, let's move it forward. And if you get the involvement from everybody within the industry at college level, they're going to know that what you're passing out is ready. Because there's always been this quibble about ladies hairdressers teaching gents barbering. And I totally understand it, but they are working to a book and a standard and level that they have to do to pass you out. I'm just saying I don't think the standard's great, but that's not their fault. That's the standard that they've got in a sheet in front of them. This is what you must go through to pass this trainee. I don't think the standard's high enough, and I think we need to change it. And I think we need to improve on it from grassroots level right the way through to level 3 and beyond. And I think if we can reach that, barbering will move again. It's already moved to a different level, but I think we can move right up there. We don't quite get the recognition that ladies hairdressers get. I don't think it's far away, and I think, again, grassroots level up. If we do it properly, we'll get there. I spoke to someone Tuesday morning. I had a meeting with a guy who's been in the industry for 35 years. One of the first guys I ever worked with. And what he told me was that gents barbering right now, when it comes to getting standards and registration and moving up and getting to a higher level, is 20 years behind. I was insulted by that. I was insulted by that, and then I stepped back from myself. I thought, right, put the ego to one side. You know, he's right. Because I remember a long time ago people saying, oh, barbers aren't interested, and for a long time they weren't. They are now, and they're hungry, and they really want to go for it. But and you speak to anybody else within the industry, they'll tell you, we can't get people in our shops. They're not ready. And they're not ready because we're working off a sheet of standards that are 20 years old. These levels are done. We need to move. We need to improve. So we need to rejig it completely. We need to get someone together from City and Guilds, sit down, rework the whole teaching method that's being done just now and start from scratch. Take what's there just now, throw it away, start from scratch. We need this done. And I think if we do, then we put colleges in place in the right places. It can only be for the good. It can only be better.
Okay, by listening to you here, obviously it sounds like you've put a hell of a lot of thought into everything to do with education and barbering moving forward into the future, Phil. In closing, what words of advice could you give to a young person that wanted to get on the right road in barbering so they're not faced with all these standard challenges into their career? Because that's basically what's happened. There's a lot of barbers out there right now that have basically taken the wrong road or the rocky road, and they're kind of, I don't know, at the moment, cutting on tentative shells. So what advice could you give?
My advice from the get-go to anybody who wants to go into the barbering industry is find a barber that wants you to come in and watch, learn from them, watch every move they make, take everything you can from them. Stop watching YouTube videos. You're not going to be Insta famous. The levels that these guys are working at to put a video out on YouTube is usually someone that's been in the game 5 years and above. What they're showing you, you can't do, right? You can't do it. Stop trying. Stop trying to say, right, I'm going to do this skin fade and I'm going to line it off here and I'm going to do this. Wait, learn how to do a proper short back and sides first. Learn your tools, learn what your tools are called, learn the parts of them, how to keep them clean, how to tidy up. If you can get a job as a junior, get it. If you can get a job as an apprentice, get it. Find a mentor. Find someone, even if it's not the shop you work in, or someone that you speak to. Go and just work with these guys for nothing. Just sit in their shop and watch what they're doing. Ask them questions. Don't be intrusive, but ask them questions. Find out what it is that they do, how they learn, and how you can pick up from that. There's an awful lot of old school tips that people take from then that bring through now that you suddenly realise, oh, that's much easier than what I was shown on YouTube. That's because YouTube's a platform. It's for expressionism. It's for guys that want to show off their work. They're showing it to you saying this is how you do it. But at the same point, they learned that from someone else. You learn how to do the basics. Do that first. Worry about the high fashion stuff later. Learn how to use a hairdryer. Learn how to use a round brush. And see the brush. Learn how to sweep properly and don't do it with one hand. It's all simple things, it's stupid. But see if you don't do a proper apprenticeship and you don't learn from the bottom up, you can't really understand. I've had guys come in who, they've had no training whatsoever, but they've told me that they can cut hair. And interestingly, I would say, right, okay, bring someone in and show me what you're doing. They don't hold the clippers right. They don't know how to use their clippers, their guards. They're trying to skip guard fade and stuff like this. And it's like, where did you learn that? I watched it on YouTube. You just, the head goes back and the eyes go up. You're like, oh, stop. You're not a barber. Learn properly. Go back to the basics. Find someone that will take you on. Even if it's just to watch on your day off from whatever your normal job is. Do that first. Get a flavour for it. Come and see shows like the Barber Bash. Go to outlaw workshops. Go wherever you like. Do what you want, but learn properly. Because if you're just going to go on a 6-week course and think that's what you have to do to be a barber, you're wrong. Stop it.
So in a nutshell, like most industries and most artists, 85% of the work is preparation. And preparation in this particular instance is synonymous to basics. So you're saying prepare yourself with the basics and all the advanced stuff that you see on YouTube, and the showmanship will come.
Leave that till later on, once you've gained the experience and the understanding to know what to do with it. Because if you were to pan in here today and see the guys that are working, these guys have been doing it for years. They know what they're doing. It's second nature to them. A pair of clippers in their hands like an extension to their hand. It really is. It's like they can twirl it and throw it about, and it's just, it feels like nothing. When you see someone that first picks up a pair of clippers, they feel that vibration going through their hands and they're like, oh, what's this? And it takes a long time to get rid of that. And you can't really do that from a 6-week course. You're never going to be able to do it. I know I keep harking back about the 6-week courses, but it's frustrating to think that someone in their mind has the same knowledge that's took you years to get. And they're waving a wee bit of paper going, I'm qualified, look. And everybody else that's in the game's just looking at that bit of paper going, put it away. You haven't earned it. See, when you've earned it, we'll tell you and you can proudly put it up there. But not yet.
Phil, thank you very much for this interview. Thank you for giving me your time. And I wish you every success in the future for your campaigning for Get Registered and the standards in British barbering. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry.